Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. I hope that you guys are all doing well. Today is Friday, March 8th. Yeah. And it is sunny here in Florida. It is 79 degrees where I live. It is 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And I thought that today I would do a catch-up video. Talk about what it is that I have been working on so far for the month of February and through so far into March. Share with you guys what I have been reading. I have some new acquisitions. I have 3 completed projects, if you don't count weaving in the ends. And 1, 2, and I think only 3 new projects. Yeah, I haven't been knitting or crocheting a lot. Well, that's not true. I have been crocheting, but it's really just predominantly been on one project. And I bet you can guess what it is. Anyway, okay, so let's get into it. Let's see. I have my trusty notes because, you know, why not? All right, so first up is going to be what I completed in the month of February. Yeah, these things are all things I completed in February. I didn't finish anything this month because, you know, it's only 8 days in. All right, so the first thing that I finished was my granny scrappy blanket. And by finish, I mean I did everything but weave in one end, and it's still just hanging out here. But you know, who likes to weave in ends? Not me. All right, so here's where we are so far. It's all finished and done. And how cool is that? I've got it upside down. This is actually the bottom. So remember when I was telling you guys that I was worried about the 3 rows of the yellow stripes? Well, then I ended up with 2 rows of neon green, and you know, hey, well, what are you gonna do? And then I've got that lemonade, that pink lemonade bit going on, but actually overall, it doesn't really look bad. I think it actually complements the blanket really, really nicely. So it's finished. I have been using it, unwoven end and all, in my chair in the bedroom when I'm reading at night. And it's surprisingly cozy considering how lightweight it is, because it's just a single strand of fingering weight yarn, but it's really cozy and warm but not heavy. Like, yeah, it's fantastic. Anyway, so project number 1 is my granny striped scrappy blanket. I will include a link for the pattern down below for you guys. It was a free pattern because, you know, I am on a pattern by year this year. If you haven't seen that video, I will put a link here or here, maybe one of the two, for that video. But yeah, so project number 1 finished. Let's see. Okay. Project number 2 is finally, Mom's Hermione Everyday Socks are finally done. They're finished. Check it out. I am absolutely loving these. I was so happy when I finally got these off the needles. Again, it wasn't the pattern. It was mostly the yarn. I didn't enjoy working with the yarn. It's beautiful. It's a lovely shade of red. Look at all that sparkle. It's got gold stellina in it. It's got the Eye of Partridge heel. Come on, cooperate. There you go. It's got the beautiful Eye of Partridge heel. I did the one that's got the garter stitches on the side, and I have to say that doing it that way made it definitely so much easier to pick up the stitches for the gusset. Had a whole brain fart there. It made it so much easier for me to be able to do my gusset and get it just right. So yeah, I'm glad they're done. I definitely will not be using that yarn anymore. I've already put it back in a bin in the, it's in the garage? It's in the Hobbit closet? I think it's in the Hobbit closet to go into a scrappy blanket because, yeah, it was very splitty and I didn't enjoy it. And you would have thought that it would have been like the splits where the stellina is, that the stellina would have been what caused the splits, but it wasn't the stellina, it was the yarn itself. So, well, what are you gonna do? So yeah, finished project number 2. Mom's Hermione's Everyday Socks are finally off the needles. We don't ever have to talk about them ever again. I think that took like 6 months before they were finally finished. Okay, project number 2 was just like a random project. So this ball of yarn looks kind of twisted, but bear with me. So my mom had bought a whole bunch of this Dara Moore's Studio yarn, and she bought it in obviously this neutral color. She bought it in a shade of pink and 2 shades of blue. One was like a sky blue and one was like denim. And she decided that she didn't want to work with the yarn because it was too fine for her. So of course she gave it to me. It is 100% cotton, made in Turkey, knitting needles a size 4 millimeters or a crochet hook size 5 millimeter. It is Dara Moore's Studios Cotton DK, and each ball has 50 grams. So I thought I would give it a try and see how it would work up for washcloths or dishcloths for my kitchen. So I made one, and this is what this is how much we had when I started, and this is how much I have left over after making one. So I think not quite enough to make a second one, but close. So the pattern that I used, and apparently there is a reoccurring theme of this video, and it's going to be the one where none of the ends are woven in. So I chose to make the copycat dishcloth, and it was a super simple pattern. I will put a picture up here for you guys of what the pattern looks like, and the link of course will be down below in the description because it's a freebie. And it's just as simple. You do what is it, I think 10 rows for your garter, then 5 rows of knit, and then 10 rows of garter. And then to get this really pretty edge, focus, let me see if it's better on the other side. Yeah, it's a little bit better, except for right there where I had a moment. To make this really pretty edging, you purl the last stitch in the row, and then when you are purling back, you slip that first stitch, and so it creates this really pretty edging. It's somewhat stretchy, not like massively stretchy, but I mean, it gets the job done. And obviously I haven't used it yet, so I don't know how it washes or how it dries. I'm thinking 100% cotton, it's gonna shrink, but I'll let you guys know in the next video how this yarn worked from a washing perspective. Yeah, we'll see. So that was my on a whim project for my kitchen. And the next thing I decided to work on was, okay, I had to look at my notes to see what it's called. I wanted to test out some new hand towels for my kitchen, and I found this really pretty pattern, and it's crocheted, not knitted, and it was super simple. It is called the Harbor hand towel, and here's the little Ravelry thingy. It was a free pattern, of course, yet again, and I used a size G crochet hook, and I just had some leftover Bernat Handicrafter Softy Group cotton in my garage that I wanted to go ahead and use. The whole thing is made with half double crochets, and you knit into the you crochet into the front loop, and then you crochet into the back loop, and then you crochet into the front loop, and then you crochet into the back loop, and you keep going back and forth like that. So it creates like this really pretty lacy pattern. The camera's not too happy with the color choice. So it is slightly like, you can see through it. So I'm not sure what's going to happen to this pattern when I chuck it in the washer and the dryer to see, but I mean, from a just for looks perspective, it's super, super pretty. And I can't wait to put it in the kitchen, just to have it hanging out, looking nice. Because it's springtime, and you know, when the spring comes, I don't know about you guys, but for me, when the spring comes, I want to start to do little things around the house just to brighten things up. And like, I have this urge suddenly to brighten the colors, go for something that's softer or lighter, put away all the browns and the oranges, and bring out the creams and the beiges and pops of pink. Yeah, lately that's been my lane, that's been my vibe. I think I had hydrangeas sitting in the kitchen for a couple of weeks until they died, and now I've got my roses out. And like today, Jay brought me a big batch of baby's breath, and that's what I put on my desk. And if I remember, I will try to include some footage of the rose bush, my yellow limoncello rose bush, because it started to bloom its yellow roses. I've got some sitting across the room. If it's got roses on it today, I will put some footage, but if it doesn't, then I won't. I'll include some in another video. But yeah, because it's finicky right now. My pink rose bush is posting roses like every couple of days, but the yellow one, it's not quite there yet. But anyway, sorry for the ramble. Moving on. The next thing, let's see. Do I have any more finished objects in here? No, just buckets of mocha. I think that's everything that I finished. Okay, that's everything that I finished. What I am working on. Okay, so you guys saw that I finished Granny Stripe blanket number 1. And then, of course, that meant I had to start another one. And I still have, I believe, nope. I have one more magic knot ball in my bedroom left, and then I have this great big one that I'm working through. And the colors, I just think, are so cool. Just the way that they're, yeah. And then it gets, oh, we've got some yellow and stuff coming up. But yeah, so I started Granny Stripe blanket number 2. I decided that I wanted to make this one a little bit wider. So I think the original one I cast on a chain of 217 because I think that's what the pattern called for. When I made this one, I did a chain of, I think it's 233. And here's where we are. Here is the bottom. And it started out all bright and cheery, and then it went a little neon for a minute there, and then it went all dark academia and moody. Then it went back to pastels. Then it went back to like some whole moody situation. And this is where I am now. I'm at this really cool green. This right here, I think, was like my favorite bit so far to crochet into the blanket. I thought that was just so bright and cheery, especially with it being so close to spring. And I actually remember some of the projects that I made with some of this yarn. Like, I know that this is Regia sock yarn right here, and I actually made some 3x1 rib socks with it. And this is, where is it? Here we go. This one right here, that's the teal and the rust. Those 2 rows, that is hand-dyed yarn. I believe it's by Acidville Dye Works. It's either Acidville Dye Works or it's the Lemonade Shop, and it's called the Sedona Sunrise. The neon The neon one I know is a hedgehog fibers. And yeah, I think those are the only ones that I know in this blanket so far. But anyway, I'm really enjoying making another one. Both of my daughters have tried to confiscate the first one, and I've been like, no, sorry, all that hand-dyed yarn, you can't have it. So now they're trying to confiscate this one, and they're not getting this one either. But I'm definitely really enjoying working on it. The fact that it's got just a few more stitches on the end gives me a bit more coverage on my lap, which I think will be good, especially when the cooler weather comes back again. But I'm definitely enjoying the process, and I am using a Susan Bates US size G crochet hook. You're not going to be able to see, but yeah, that's the size crochet hook that I'm using for it. And that's pretty much what I've been working on every evening or every afternoon when I've got some downtime. Yeah, so that's what I've been working on. And the next thing I have been working on is, all right, so this is my meeting knitting. So as you guys know, I'm a mortgage underwriter and I work from home. And one day a week, we have a mandatory on-camera meeting, and my boss is you guys have to pay attention. You can't be multitasking and be working. So she makes us go on camera so she can see us to make sure we're definitely not multitasking. And to ensure that I don't multitask, I knit through the meeting. And like it's just like the thing, like I think it was 2 weeks ago when we had the meeting, I didn't have my knitting or a crochet, and like one of the ladies on my team was hey Tiff, where's your knitting? Where's your crochet? What are you doing? You're not doing anything. So like I actually left the meeting and went and grabbed something, and I'm like, all right, are you guys happy? And they're like, okay, now we can proceed with the meeting. So anyway, I am making the Nudo headband, and I am using an old cake that I had in the garage. It is a Yarnspirations Karen Blossom cake. And this one has a name that I don't understand. It's called Yacht Club. I don't know why, there's no blue, but yeah, Yacht Club. So it's really, really pretty. It's got these pretty bits of peach and this really pale gray, and it's actually striping. This is a really simple pattern. Obviously it was a freebie. And it's supposed to be for a headband. The headband is supposed to have a knot in it, and obviously I'm not there yet. You see where we started, and now we're into like the striping bit. And I am using my French double pointed needles because they're super long, but not incredibly long. And this is a 4mm. And you're supposed to go, the pattern says you're supposed to go for 30 inches, but I'm just kind of eyeballing it, and I know that's totally working for me, right? Let's watch the needle. So I'm almost to the point where it almost fits around my head. Almost. What have I got? I think I've got like maybe another 1.5 inches to go, and then I'll be ready to actually knit just a little bit more length so that we can actually put the knot in it. And they said that, I believe the pattern says that the piece of fabric should be about 30 inches long as well. So you've got that as a gauge, but I've got a slightly smaller head. So I think that 30 inches might be too long even when you account for the knot. What else can I tell you about this? Oh, in the pattern, it's got a rolled side. So I decided to do the an I-cord edge, hoping that, you know, it wouldn't roll, but as you can see, it still did. So I just did a 3-stitch I-cord on each side. But it's like a fun, simple little project. It's just knit, 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 you know, one way, and then purl, 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 purl the other. So nothing special. You could do the provisional cast on, so you could do the 3 needle bind off, but I'm just going to mattress stitch it at the end because it's just going to be, you know, underneath. So who's going to be seeing it anyway? I have grand visions of being able to go somewhere really cold this winter, and so that was my logic behind casting on this project, the whole thought process of if you want to go to this really cold place this winter, then you need to knit the things. So yeah, so that is the other thing that I've been working on, but it's just my meeting knitting, so it doesn't really get a lot of love. 2 days a week for like an hour or so while I have staff meetings. That's what I've been working on. The other thing that I have been working on is a project and an acquisition. All right, so first let's do the project. Yeah, let's do the project. So I am making the Warm and Simple fingerless mitts, and it was a free pattern. I don't know if it's still a free pattern because when she posted it a few weeks ago, she literally had a disclaimer in there that said this pattern is available for free for a limited time. So I haven't been back to Ravelry to check to see if it is still free. But it's just a simple fingerless mitt. But I fell in love with the yarn that she used. Just that beautiful, it's pastel, it's blues, it's greens. It was just so, I fell in love. And so that meant, of course, I had to buy the yarn. So first project, then acquisition. And this is where we are on my mitt. How pretty is that yarn? Isn't it just stunning? Look at that. Oh, I love it so much. And for my nod to spring, this side is the thumb gusset right here. I am knitting it on my 9-inch circulars. I believe these are the 2.5 millimeters. And for my nod to the spring, I have my bunny rabbit stitch marker for my rounds. And for my thumb gusset on one side, so that I remember what side is what, I have a tiny little radish. So, wait, hold on. There we go. I have a tiny little radish. So my rabbit is chasing the radish as I do my rounds. Like I said, it's a really simple pattern, just your standard cast on, however many stitches it was. I can't even remember anymore. I feel like it was 55. And then you just do the ribbing, and then you knit for however long you want for your arm to be, and go from there. And I am about halfway through my thumb gusset. I don't think you guys are really going to be able to see the detailing, but oh yeah, you can a little bit. So yeah, there's my thumb gusset. That's where I am. I think I have 5 more rounds of increases, so 10 more rounds total, and the thumb gusset is done. All right, so that yarn that she used in the picture, I had to buy, and it is the Zoppel, German, Zoppel, Zoppelstich Award yarn, and this is their edition 3. And this is what the label looks like. And this is what the yarn looks like. This is how it comes. I bought some for myself and I bought some for my mom. And just look at the color variations. It's so fun just how every few yards you get like another fun bit. And so this will give you a better idea of what's going on in the center of the ball, since I've already gone pretty far. And some sections are really, really bright, like that peachy, corally yellow bit. I haven't come to that yet. It doesn't seem like it repeats either. At least not in the way that we normally would expect it to, because like it has this spot where it does like this pinkish gray repeat right here, but then it moves into this yellowy orange bit, and then the next time we have that pinkish gray repeat, it's into greens and pinks. So I don't think it does a whole lot of repeating. I guess we'll find out as we go, but let's see if I can that's right. I'll stress out the ball. And that's what's going on inside. So it doesn't split. It's soft, not scratchy at all. Can definitely recommend it. It was really affordable. I think I found mine on Michigan Fiber's website. I'm pretty sure that's where I found it. I had found somebody on Etsy that had it, and then the next day when I went to buy it, it was gone. So I have a feeling somebody else somewhere saw the pattern on Ravelry and was like, I want to make those ones exactly like they are. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. My mom is actually going to use her yarn to make socks instead of the fingerless mitts. But for me, again, this goes to I want to go someplace cold this winter, and I'm going to need fingerless mitts. So there you have it. So acquisition number 1. Acquisition number 2 is actually a gift from my mom. And hold on, I had to look it up. So acquisition number 2 is actually this. It is the Knit Pro Symphony knitting needles. And when I saw them online, I was like, oh, these are so pretty. I really, really like them. And my mom was like, well, I'll get them for you for your birthday. But then I didn't get them until actually like a week or so. No, a couple of weeks after my birthday. So I thought I would share with you guys what comes in the Knit Pro Symphony package. So first, this is what the needle case looks like. It's actually got this really pretty strap. I think it's really giving Mother's Day vibes. And this is what the case looks like on the outside. And it has a zipper and it's got a flat bottom, which is great. So it has 2 zipper pockets on it. So the first one zips open and we've got this in here. And in there was a card to tell you how to screw the needles on and off. And then inside the little compartment is the needles. Oh, how pretty are they? Are they just not the perfect thing for working on your spring and summertime projects? So they come as both your interchangeables here, and then they came with double pointeds here. And the interchangeables are the, what is that? That's the 5-inch, I believe. Of course, I would pick the lightest color to show you guys, wouldn't I? But yeah, I've tried to knit with them. They knit really well. I just used regular sock yarn, and I tried the Dara Morse cotton actually, and it slid really easily off of the needles. Like I didn't have any snagging or anything. Inside there is another little pocket, and in there are some scissors and some cables and some needle toppers and things like that. So yeah, perfect for traveling size. I was telling Jay that these will probably become my new traveling needles because they're just like the perfect size to just chuck in my suitcase. So that was the other thing that was in. So that's what was in the little pocket. The big pocket, I peeked in it. Pardon the zipper. I'll show you guys. Comes with yarn. The needles that come with yarn. I was like, oh, how cool. So it comes with 3 skinny singles in these 3 colors, and they are called Jodhpur Blue, Jasmine, and Pink Mauve. And they are, let's see, what does it say? 75% superwash merino wool, 25% polyamide, Each one is 25 grams or 104 yards of a fingering weight yarn. And it is so soft and so squishy. Like, it's squishy. Like, it's so squishy. So yeah, it came with that. And then it came with a whole hank in this really pretty, check that out. Like, doesn't that just like scream spring flowers to you guys? And then I think it's supposed to go like that. So it says that this is the Knit Pro Symphony hand-dyed yarns on their base called Terra, which is 75% wool, superwash merino, 25% polyamide, 400 yards or 100 grams. And again, it's super soft and super squishy. And obviously I haven't used it yet because I wanted to show you guys first. But now that you guys have seen it, this weekend I'm probably gonna cast it on. The other thing that came in here, which was pretty cool, was it came with, hold on, let me cover this bit. It came with some patterns as well. So it came with like 2 different cowls that have a flowers design. I know the socks in the upper corner are Stephen West socks. I'm actually going to make those fingerless mitts right there with the lace on them. And then it also comes with a pattern for a hat, like a tam, and Petite Knits Sophie scarf is the other pattern that's there. But I'm definitely gonna make those fingerless mitts right there. And then on the back it says, introducing Symphony Yarns, a vibrant and innovative venture by Knit Pro, infusing our extraordinary culture into hand-dyed fibers. As a new division of Knit Pro, we embark on this exciting journey to bring you an exquisite range of yarns that embody creativity and uniqueness. Experience the harmony of colors and textures as we create the symphony of yarns to inspire your knitting projects. And then this particular colorway right here is called Summer Romance. Oh, I could see that. I could see that being Summer Romance. Yeah, and then there's a hashtag on there so you can share your projects and stuff. But yeah, that was my other acquisition, and I haven't used it because, like I said, I wanted to show it to you guys first. Now that you've seen it, I can use it. So excited. Stick that back in there. All right, here goes the zipper again, guys. Oh, you know what? There is one other thing. Hold on. So remember I said a couple of videos ago that I'm not really one for knit-alongs? My mom came to me about 3 weeks ago. It wasn't the other day, it was about 3 weeks ago. And she said that she wanted to do a knit-along and would I do it with her? And I'm like, yeah, sure, okay, why not? She says, I'll even buy you the yarn. And so I'm like, okay. Knit along with mom and I don't have to buy the yarn, I'm down. So she wants to do the line dance cowl make along, and the first clue just came out on the 6th. I haven't even looked at the clue yet. It's on my list of things to do this weekend. Anyway, the colorway that I chose was called Copper Penny. And as you can see, I haven't even taken it out of the plastic yet. This yarn is from the Fiber Studios. This is actually their colorway bundle to make the Brighten Up cowl. And I haven't looked at that pattern yet, so I don't know if that's a free pattern. But that's what this colorway was actually designed for. But it was also recommended for the line dance cowl make along. So that's what I chose. And let's see. It says that this is the Fiber Studio has assembled the Brighten Up cowl sets. Each set includes 5 different colors of our Sea Song fingering weight yarn. Each 25 ground skein is approximately 121 yards of fingering weight yarn. 51% cultivated silk, 29% superwash merino, and 20% sea cell. I have no idea what sea cell is. List of things for me to Google later. And let's see. It's vacuum packed, guys. Come on, let me in. No, seriously, let me in. Oh, it's really soft. I expected it to be soft because it has a silk base, but holy wow, that's like really soft. Look at those colors. Oh my gosh, those are so pretty. I can't get over how soft and squishy they are. Like, this is like whipped cream soft. like world's most expensive cashmere sweater soft. Like, this is really soft, guys. Anyway, yeah. If you wanted to ever wonder what my reaction is when I open to new things, well, now you guys know. But yeah, so the colorway is called Copper Penny, and this is what I am going to use to make the line dance cowl as part of the knit along. Are any of you guys doing the line dance make along? I know it's on Ravelry. I know that it was not a free pattern. Obviously my copy was gifted to me from my mom. And yeah, let me know in the comments. Are any of you guys making it? Have you guys started with Clue 1 yet? Let me know. My mom looked at it and she said it has her least favorite cast on for starting, which if you haven't seen the pattern yet, I won't tell you what it is. And she says, and it's got some really peculiar shaping in the first glue. So this weekend, I'll take a look at it. Let me know in the comments in the next video, do you guys want me to do a clue reveal of how far I got on it after I do the first clue and then share the make along with you guys? Let me know down below. Let me see. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's everything that I've been working on, that I want to work on, that I am enjoying, that I need to start. My new acquisitions. Let's see, what else? The only other thing I've been doing is I've been reading a lot lately, and I thought I would show you guys 2 of the books that I am currently reading. So right now I am currently reading Tales from the Cafe. I read the first one. Jay bought me all of them for my birthday. Yeah, all of them. And he had to do some hunting for one of them, but he found it. He was a man on a mission, let me tell you. So I am on the second one in the series, and I'm really enjoying the stories. They're all short stories, but they're ones that like they really make you think about, if you were in that situation, how would you broach it? And you read a story and then you ponder your life choices essentially. So anyway, I'm really enjoying this one. Sometimes you just want a book just because the cover looks cool. And so this is the other book that I am reading, and it's called Remarkably Bright Creatures, and it is by Shelby Van Pelt. And I literally wanted it because the cover was so cool. And it is the story about a squid from the Pacific Ocean, and they only live for like 4,000 days, and he's in his like last 100 days of his life cycle, and obviously he lives in an aquarium in a habitat. And so one chapter will have to do with the squid, and then another chapter will have to do with the main character, and she has her own situations, and then there's other characters in the book that have their situations as well, but they all kind of come together. And the reason that I wanted to share this book with you is the fact that the main character, her friends are called the Knit Wits, K-N-I-T, Wits. They used to knit, but now they're all the ladies are all much older now and they can't knit anymore because, you know, they've got arthritis and their vision isn't so well and all these different things. But yeah, the Knitwits are in here. And so I thought, if you're interested in a book about, let's say, about an animal and a human, and how they kind of form like a unique relationship, and how people can deal with aging and losing their knitting skills. It's in here. So far I'm on page 45. Like, I just recently started it, and first chapter I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a really good book. So that's the other thing that I'm reading. And with that said, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I hope that you found it inspiring, as usual, always. My goal is to inspire you guys to be creative and to start new projects, finish old projects. Yeah, I think that's it. So anyway, I hope you guys found this video inspiring and motivated, and that you saw something new that you didn't know was out there before, or that you learned something new, or if nothing else, I hope you enjoyed my project ramble. If you want to find me on Ravelry, I am there as Tiffany Loves Yarn. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I am there as Tiffs_inspired_life. And with that said, I think that I will finish it there, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, have a great rest of the week. Bye for now.